Alrighty. Sorry it keeps zooming in like that.
That.
But, okay. First question. What inspired you to be a children's author?
Children.
Yes.
Children.
So, what, did you have like I don't know if you have like sons or daughters or anything, but did they, or just the spirit of children, or?
The spirit of children, yes. I do have, my husband and I have a son and a daughter. Is the noise too much?
Oh, no, it's perfect.
However, I was, well, I guess they are the reason, because when I left the classroom and left teaching college director of special education, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was missing I was, of course, doing poetry and songs and nursery rhymes and books and things with my own children, but I was missing that contact with many children that I had previously had in classrooms and in as director of special ed. I would be out in many different classrooms. So I started Pee Wee Poetry, which was my way to reach more children, to do exactly what I was doing with my own children, but to do it with more children from age 2 to 6.
So you started with poetry?
I did.
Oh, okay. And I saw on your website that you, do you still teach?
Now I teach teachers, parents, and children around how to prepare themselves for literacy, for success as readers and writers.
So do you do conferences, or do you teach at a university, or
I do conferences around the country and actually around the world. I go into schools wherever I'm invited, and I do conferences. I do parent meetings, PTO meetings, whatever.
Right. Wow. Do you have you heard, because my class that I'm in, that I'm actually doing this for, it's about learning how to use technology in the classroom. And have you heard of doing such things in the schools that you've been to, or anything?
In fact, I have been using technology, the whiteboard, and my doing PowerPoint presentations in schools. Kind of new for me. The past 3 years, I think, I've been doing that. And now I'm about to do, in fact, a PowerPoint, because I'm an antiques collector and restorer. I like to tell children and teachers and parents that I'm a stripper when I'm not writing books. And I really am, because I have stripped and refinished everything in my home. So we have quite a collection of American antiques. And I just finished another desk last week. So my neighbor asked me if I might go into her 7-year-old's first grade class to share some of these antiques around the theme that they are working on right now, which is, where are we in history? So I'm going to intersperse some of my poems and books as I share pictures we've taken pictures of the antiques, and I'm going to just expose, for instance, we have an old-time wall phone, which you probably, Shelby, have never seen one. I grew up with this, and you rang it with a ringer. It's very interesting. So a picture of this, and I'll tell them about how I grew up with that kind of phone. And then we will show a picture of an iPhone. So communication, as well as the toys that we used or Americans used in the turn of the century versus toys today.
Right. Because now we're learning how to do stuff as in like use like blogs and stuff.
Yes.
And so children can write on blogs, because the class I'm in, there's no paper in or out. You just you do everything on the computer.
Wow.
So we're working on blogs and how like Skype and Twitter and stuff like that can be used for in the classroom.
Yes.
And they're telling us if we don't know how to use technology, then we
better learn.
Yeah. There'll be no place
yes.
For basically it gives you an upper hand when you're out and trying to get a job for teaching. And you know how to do stuff like that with the students, because they'll have when they grow up, in their jobs they're not going to be using much pencil and paper. They'll be using computers and talking to people across the country via Skype like this and stuff like that.
Yes. And in fact, I am using those kinds of things with children now more and more in classrooms. Twitter. I've maintained pen pals around the world. Whenever I'm traveling, I will meet children, and we have been pen paling. And so, hopefully, on my blog, I like to include some of those children in pen pals so that they can blog right on the blog.
Right, that would be amazing.
Twitter, not Facebook so much because it's more social media, but Twitter is really, I find Twitter, in fact, I'm not certain how Twitter truly works, because it seems to me that unlike Facebook, where people interact, on Twitter, there is no interaction, I'm noticing.
Yes, that's what in class, that's the first time that I got a Twitter, because we were supposed to in class, and we follow teachers that use technology in their classrooms and they tweet stuff about go to this website or comment on my kids' blogs or things like that. And you can I'm starting to try to find new teachers that are interested in using technology in their classrooms, so I can see their first problems that they go through, and see try to skip those problems for myself and see how they do.
Good. Twitter is effective in that respect. It's very difficult for us who come from another generation.
Right.
There seems to be no interaction. And
it's different for me, to be honest, because we
talk about being interactive with things that we do with children, and asking them to respond, and asking teachers to respond, and being a teacher trainer for many years at the university level, and as a mentor for student teachers when I was in the classroom. That interaction, that personal interaction, is so vital. So I'm still finding my way, and yet I do try to Twitter every couple of weeks, if not more frequently, because I encounter so many interesting experiences as I navigate my world, which is filled with children.
Mm-hmm.
I gravitate to children. So as I see a child doing something that is around early literacy, I will ask them, may I take your picture and may I put you on my blog, or may I Twitter about you? So I try to Twitter about those experiences. I'm not seeing any response to that on my blog nor on my site. In order, I'm just not seeing that interaction, which is confusing to me.
I think once you get more involved in Twitter and get more people to follow you and people like authors like you to follow and like to help, you know, you'll get more interaction because they'll see what you said, because you can like Twitter back at people, like, and so they would respond to what you tweeted.
Yes, I've been trying some of that, and perhaps I'll do some of that with you, in fact.
Good. I'll try to find you. Is your name on Twitter the same as?
Well, actually, it's parenting for the number 4 literacy.
Okay. After this, I'll try to find you and follow you.
And if you can't find that, go to my website and you'll find my blog and my Twitter, everything there.
Right. Well, sadly, I only have our limited time is 15 minutes for this. Yeah, I didn't even get to ask most of the questions but thank you so much for talking to me, and I'll for sure follow you on Twitter. And
all right. Is there anything else that you really need for your paper or whatever?
We talked a lot about technology, so I mean that's
all right.
But thank you so much, and thank you for working with me and everything.
All right. I should tell you that I am working on creating apps right now.
Oh, okay.
So that, and I'm also working on editing a major app that's coming in the marketplace.
Wow, is it for literacy app or?
It's for children. For children.
To help them read or?
Yes. Yeah. Storybooks.
That is awesome.
Storybooks.
Wow.
So be watching because.
Okay, I'll certainly be watching out for that, and you better Twitter something about it.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Shelby.
Bye.
Keep me posted. Bye.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
I will for sure.
Bye-bye.